Hey everybody, continuing my series on how we beat the Seahawks. One thing, I mentioned it in the forum, that we did a lot better in this game than we had done in some previous weeks when we lost, was we tackled well, and we tackled on the downs that count. Here, this is 3rd and 7, and Seattle is looking one. We do a good job in coverage taking away the primary read, and then we tackle the check down. That's really important, especially when you play this style of defense that's about trying to take away things that are deeper down the field. You have to come up and tackle. It seems really simple and almost elementary, but that's what you have to do. You have to be able to tackle well. Here, like I said, it's 3rd and 7. Seattle comes out. They stack this side of the field with receivers. What they're trying to do is they're trying to overload against a cover 3 on this side, and we come out with what we normally show on 3rd and long, 3rd and medium, is we bring these two linebackers up into the A gaps to go in the wide 9. We've all seen this all year long, and let me go to a still here, and we show the single high safety. 9 times out of 10 we're coming out and we're going to run this cover 3. But here what we actually do is we're going to come out in a cover 2. We're going to rotate this safety over and go to a 2 deep, and then we'll have 5 underneath defenders. It's going to look something like this. And so this safety, he's going to rotate over. This guy who's in the box, he's going to drop back into that. What Richard Sherman has to do here is now he has to carry any vertical route long enough to protect his safety, because if this guy runs vertical down the field, he has to carry him to make sure his safety has time to get over. So Sherman's going to come back here. I should have put that on Sherman, but and then this guy's going to come here. We got our underneath linebackers are going here and corner here. What Seattle comes back with is they're going to run this guy vertical. Let me switch this to blue so you can see it. They're going to run this guy into the flat, and they're going to run, this is Doug Baldwin, he's going to run a little button hook right here. What they're trying to do is they're trying to get Doug Baldwin open. They're trying to stretch the field in a triangle, as you can see here, off against the cover 3. This vertical, what they're looking at with the high safety is that this vertical will take Sherman out. This guy is the curl flat defender, and so this flat route is designed to take him out, and then his route sits down in this zone that's would ideally not be covered, because your linebacker here is going to cover over around the hash marks, and so he's going to run inside the hashes with these two routes being these two defenders being taken out, and so he'll sit down right here. It's a quick read for Russell Wilson. He's just going to try and look this guy towards the middle of the field, and then hit Doug Baldwin right at the first down marker. But since we've come out in a cover 2, it's not going to work that way. And then they run Mike Davis here just on a little check down over the middle, and they keep a tight end in to block. So let's watch this and see how this works out. Here you see the safeties flying out, and this one's dropping back. That's the shift to the cover 2. Richard Sherman's carrying with the vertical. This flat route was supposed to take this guy because they thought it was going to be cover 3, and instead he ends up dropping back and bracketing Baldwin. You can see Russell Wilson is looking at Baldwin trying to hit this route, but he ends up being bracketed by both these defenders, and he sees some color flash in front of him, so right then he says, okay, primary's not there. He goes to his check down. This is pretty much Russell Wilson. It's primary, check down, run. That's pretty much how he plays. There's not a lot of deep progressions with him. It's primary, secondary, and then backyard football. So he just goes check down, and we actually make a tackle. Look at that. We'll go to this from the end zone angle, and you can see that Elijah Lee actually does a decent job. He squares up and makes a tackle here. He gets a little help, but that was mostly him. You can see from that angle. So let's go back and look at kind of earlier in the year. This is kind of what would happen most of the time. Here, Detroit, they're coming out. They're going to run a mesh concept. They're going to run a receiver here across. They're going to run this guy across, and then they're going to do a couple double ends. And we end up covering everything deep. You can see we're in this same look. We end up covering everything deep pretty well, but well, I'll just let it run. You can see what ends up happening is They hit the running back, and that's Elijah Lee. He just can't make the tackle. The first down was right here. If he makes his tackle, it's fourth down and we're punting. But instead, he misses the tackle. And this was pretty common throughout the beginning of the year, that this would happen, and guys would break tackles, and we'd give up first downs on third down. Detroit ended up going down the field and scoring on this drive. So sometimes while we can look at the scoring plays as the reason why things turned out, it really most of the time will come back to a third down earlier in the drive where somebody missed a tackle or missed an assignment.